Alright guys, now it's time for the RC51, Honda's 2006 Honda RC51 that I am the proud owner of. This is the SP2, the last model year. Most of you guys already know all of this because most of you guys are subscribers to my channel. If you're not, then hit that subscribe button. It's free. This is my Honda RC51. I did install a few parts over the winter. For instance, I do have a new license plate mount, and I redid the LED lights in the rear. And of course, I have the Race Torx swing arm adjusters or chain adjusters along with the swing arm lifts. And they're so nice, dude. This is such good quality. I love the way that looks too. It's just, it looks so racy, you know? It just looks like a race bike, man. I love it. And also, I got that titanium bolt. Oh, man. Yes, that is the Honda RC51. And we are right near a police station, so I'm not going to rev her up here. But I do have an exhaust clip that you guys can hear right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed that sound. It's such a beautiful sound. By the way, I just want to say I love the paint. Look at all the sparkles in the paint. I don't even know if the camera will catch it, but it's gorgeous looking. And I know I'm squinting up right now. Don't ever do that. Always wear a jacket. Part of this motovlog is going to be from today, and you're going to see me with no sleeves, and then you're going to see another motovlog with me wearing my full jacket and stuff embedded into this motovlog because I missed some things during that motovlog, so I'm going to redo it a little bit. But there's still some good in that vlog, so we're going to still use some of it. This video is going to be on what it's like to ride an RC51. And the first thing I got to say, I am going to be comparing this to my CBR600RR a little bit, and the VFR. I mean, those are the bikes that I own, so that's what I compare to. The first thing about this bike is it's tall. It's taller than my CBR. It's taller than my VFR. It's about the same height as an R6, maybe a little bit shorter than an R6, and the bar reach is really far. I mean, you can see, here's the triple clicker or whatever, down here is the bar, so you have like a solid inch, maybe 2 inches below that clicker, and so you are more of an aggressive stance. Now, what's good about that is it allows you to tuck in really nice. I mean, I could sit here and it's super comfortable. My arms are nice. Like, I have a little right here, my elbows fit perfectly into the tank. Like, this tank, this whole entire bike was really designed with track in mind, racing in mind. It's a race bike with lights that Honda made. It's a homologation bike, essentially. So that's why it's so rare. That's why it's so cool that I own one. And that's why it's like a big deal for me that I have this bike. I know some of you guys don't understand because it's an older bike. It's not the fastest. It's not the best looking. It's not the, you know, whatever. I don't care. It's Honda's Ducati. Think about it. How many Honda V-twins are there that are super bikes? Not many. So anyway, let's go ahead and hear this exhaust, even though you guys already heard it. Sounds so good. And it has so much down low torque. I mean, I can shift into like 4th gear and be like basically going the same speed I am, and the bike will chug along no problem. How much throttle am I using? I'm using about an 1/8 turn throttle. Oh man. Damn, I mean that was half throttle in 2nd gear, and it has the power. Like, I mean, I've ridden faster bikes, I've ridden like torquier bikes too, but I don't know if I've ridden a torque. Well, I have ridden some torquey cruisers, but man, this bike has such a good blend of all of that. It also has the gear-driven cams and all. But anyway, this isn't meant to be a spec sheet. This video, this is meant to be how it's like to ride. And unfortunately, I didn't bring my gear, which is stupid, so I'm not going to be able to go to the twisties with this bike. I'm not even gonna risk it. It does feel good in the corners. I have taken down the twisties. And that sound is so good. And you know what's great about this bike too on the highway? You'll be in 3rd gear, you give it some, you give it the beans, and you'll be doing 120 miles an hour in like instant. I mean, it's not as quick as an inline 4 superbike, and it's not meant to be. you are sitting so far forward. Like, if I look straight ahead, there's no bike. I can barely see the top of these mirrors in the windshield, like barely. The brakes, the rear brakes not that great. I mean, rear brakes on most race bikes are not that great, or super sport bikes are not that great. But the front brake works amazing. I can't show you here because I got a car right behind me, but the front brake works awesome. The power, like I said before, it does taper off towards the top end. Once you get to like 8,000 RPMs, 9,000 RPMs, it starts to, it's not quite as vicious, but the bottom end and the mid-range is great. And it's a very linear power band. It doesn't just drop off, it's just, it pulls, and then slowly pulls, you know? So it still pulls at the top end. You're still better off redlining this thing if you want all the power, but it's not like, it's not as visceral as something like my 600, which makes all the power right at the top end, which is fine with me because as fun as it is to rev out super sports, it's a lot better to actually enjoy the just cruising like how I am now and have power. I mean, and the sound it makes is so intoxicating. It's such a good noise. Now we gotta clean the bike already because all the insects. Look at them all, man. Already, man, but my back starting to feel a little bit. I noticed with this bike I have to take rests more often. I mean, maybe I'm not sitting on it right, I don't know. Like, I try to squeeze with my legs, but believe it or not, for me, because I'm only 5'8", I'm pretty short, I feel like having rear sets like up here is more comfortable to me than when they're in their standard position. Like, low hanging pegs on a sport bike don't feel good. Now, like on something like the VFR, it feels great because you're already leaning back a little bit, kind of. But for a super sport like this, where you leaned really far forward and your legs don't go all the way back, kind of annoys me that this doesn't line up. By the way, didn't somebody in one of my videos, I looked through the comments, I couldn't find it, but somebody said that I needed to secure this with something or else I'm gonna lose it. If you can please tell me exactly what I need to do, because I agree with you, it's flimsy. Like, I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it, and it's not exactly something I could just go and order another one of. I mean, I guess you might be able to, but it's gonna be expensive. I'd rather just save this one if I possibly can. But anyway, let's go ahead and fire her up. Oh man, it's, you really feel like you could feel that piston. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's another thing too. I did get a new battery. I got an anti-gravity battery with the restart function built in. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, let's go ahead and go for a little ride here. The clutch engagement's super short, and when you let go of the clutch, like, here, I'm gonna do no gas, and we're gonna see just how fast we go. No clutch, first gear. So we're going like 10 miles an hour, 11, somewhere around there. You give it some gas, immediate power, immediate power. And I wasn't even really in it right there. I was just maybe a quarter throttle. The suspension's great for cornering. Seriously, it's absolutely outstanding for that. But when you're just riding along on public streets, like this right here, this is gonna, oh, yeah, this, you feel it. Every bump in the road you feel, absolutely. The suspension, like I was saying back there, it's super hard, which is great for the corners. Great for the track, great for the twisties. It's not great for potholes though, but that's fine. I mean, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna fault the bike for being a good race bike. That's stupid. The wind, I mean, it does a good, this windshield, this is the, not the OEM windshield, but it's the OEM height. So it's not like it's not a bubble or anything like that. It does just fine. I mean, the wind hits your face. It's really, you're meant to be tucked in all the way down here, even further than that actually. It does vibrate a decent amount. I mean, nothing crazy. It's not like you're gonna hate it. Like, it's fine. It's not terrible, but it does vibrate. I mean, it's a V-twin. It's not, if you're used to CBRs and, you know, GSXRs and things like that, it might throw you off for a loop, but it's fine. No big deal. The instrumentation, I really, really like it. It's very easy to read, and it's different. I remember that was the thing about this bike. I was like, whoa, look how futuristic it looks. This is back way when, like, this is before I even rode bikes. I was like, oh, it looks like the S2000. But yeah, the instrumentation's great. You can see everything at a glance. I have my revs, I have my speed. That's my gear indicator I put in that's aftermarket, but I can look at the gear, no problem. If it's overheating, it'll tell me. If it's doing anything, it'll tell me. It's heavy. Yes, it is heavy. That's the thing too about the weight. When you're riding it, you don't really feel the weight. And that's another thing too, when you're riding it, you feel so forward. Like when I look straight ahead, I don't see any bike. There's no bike in front of me. I have to look down to see the bike. So it's really meant for people like to crouch. Like when I'm crouched like this, it's way more comfortable. I have a ton of room in the back for my to slide my butt back in the seat. You guys get the point. It's not a comfortable bike. It's not a very fast bike. It's not the best looking bike. Yeah, I will admit that. I mean, the RC51 has pedigree, and because it's rare, when you see it, it's like, whoa, an RC51, so it looks cool in that sense, but I mean, does it really look anything special? Does it really, like, is it really a beautiful bike, like, objectively speaking? I mean, no, I wouldn't say that. It is a beautiful bike, and I do love it, but it's not, let's not sit here and pretend it's like a timeless design that's gonna, I mean, it is timeless. Damn, I'm really killing my own argument. I mean, the looks, whatever, they're subjective. To me, though, like, the RC51, it's kind of like the R7. Like, I think the R7 is so beautiful, but then I think about it, it's like, what if the R7 was a super common bike? What if that was the R6? The R6 looked just like that, and there's a million of them. Would I still think it looks beautiful? I mean, I'm sure I would. I think the R6 looks beautiful. Yes, there's no stabilizer on this bike. It's fine, though. I mean, I don't think you really need it. I mean, your weight is right over the front tire. Right over it. And that's the thing. Like, I forgot to mention that my seating position, but you are directly over that front tire. Yeah, guys, so I think I'm going to end the video here. It's cold. I need to head back. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the RC51. I know you guys have been asking about it a lot, and I'm going to try to do a lot more moto vlogs this summer once the weather gets better. But yeah, let's go ahead and end it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. If you love RC51, CBRs, VFRs, Honda motorcycles, or just motorcycles in general, I talk about them all. I have KTM dirt bikes, I have supermotos. I don't know, just subscribe because I make a ton of stuff, and I'm sure there'll be something that you will like if you're into bikes. If you made it this far in the video, then just subscribe. Man, this bike, it's just like a testosterone bike. Like, I can feel like I just want to go to the gym when I ride this thing, because it just gets your heart going, it gets your blood pumping. I mean, it's just a very crazy bike. But anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.